Ever wonder about the man who had to follow George Washington? That was John Adams, the second president of the United States and a true giant of the American Revolution. Before he was president, Adams was a brilliant and fiery lawyer from Massachusetts who became one of the loudest voices for independence. He was so crucial that he was asked to help Thomas Jefferson draft the Declaration of Independence. Imagine being in that room, shaping the words that would create a new nation. Adams wasn't just a politician, he was a diplomat, a writer, and a thinker. He spent years in Europe securing loans and treaties that were vital for America to win the war. When the new government was formed, he became the very first vice president, serving alongside Washington for 8 years. He famously said the job was the most insignificant office that ever the invention of man contrived, but he used his position to help stabilize the young, fragile country. Then, in 1797, it was his turn to take the lead. Adams' presidency was anything but easy. The country was deeply divided, and he faced threats from both France and Great Britain. He had to navigate what's known as the quasi-war with France, a messy, undeclared naval conflict that pushed America to the brink. To deal with internal dissent, his administration passed the controversial Alien and Sedition Acts. These laws made it harder for immigrants to become citizens and allowed the government to prosecute anyone who criticized it. This was a dark stain on his legacy and made him incredibly unpopular, costing him a second term. But you can't talk about John Adams without mentioning his incredible partner, Abigail Adams. Their letters give us one of the most amazing insights into the Revolutionary era. She was his closest advisor, his intellectual equal, and a powerful voice in her own right, famously reminding him to remember the ladies when forming the new government. Their partnership was a true powerhouse, a testament to love and mutual respect that spanned decades of turmoil and separation. And then there's his relationship with Thomas Jefferson. They were friends, then bitter political rivals, and then miraculously friends again in their old age. Adams, the Federalist from the North, and Jefferson, the Republican from the South, represented two different visions for America. Their intense rivalry defined early American politics. Yet in retirement, they reconciled through a beautiful series of letters, discussing everything from philosophy to their shared history. In a twist of fate that seems almost unbelievable, both men died on the very same day, July 4th, 1826, the 50th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. Adams' last words were reportedly, "Thomas Jefferson survives," not knowing his old friend had passed away just hours earlier. John Adams' life is a lesson in conviction. He was often stubborn, vain, and unpopular, but he was driven by a fierce love for his country and a belief in the rule of law. He wasn't a glamorous war hero like Washington or a poetic visionary like Jefferson. He was a practical, sometimes grumpy, but always dedicated public servant who did the hard, unglamorous work of building a nation. He famously said, "Liberty once lost is lost forever." His life was dedicated to making sure that liberty would not be lost. So, the next time you think about the Founding Fathers, remember the short, stout, and brilliant man who helped steer the ship of state through its stormiest early waters. John Adams may have only been a one-term president, but his impact on the United States is truly immeasurable. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed learning about this foundational figure, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into history.